Manchester United can raise £187 million by selling 3 players as Ineos transfer decisions become clear. Manchester United have several big-name players who could fetch a huge transfer fee as Ineos look towards a summer overhaul after a nightmare campaign at Old Trafford. Manchester United open to offers for all but 3 members of first-team squad, reports. Reports have suggested that Manchester United could be about to embark on a big summer of change at Old Trafford. Manchester United are open to offers for all but 3 current members of their first-team squad during the upcoming transfer window, as Sir Jim Ratcliffe looks to turn the club around ahead of his first full season as an owner of the club. The BBC report that the list of players the club will be open to offers for includes Marcus Rashford, albeit the preference is to keep the England forward at Old Trafford in an attempt to help him rediscover the form that saw him score 30 goals last season. There has previously been interest from Paris Saint-Germain as they look to replace the outgoing Kylian Mbappé. It would take a massive offer for United to consider, but the report claims even captain Bruno Fernandes, new goalkeeper Andre Onana and fullback Diogo Dalot, who only signed a new 5-year deal recently, are also not exempt. In fact, the only 3 players who are reportedly exempt are the trio of youngsters Rasmus Højlund, Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho. However, it is unclear how many players will actually leave the club, with the Daily Telegraph reporting that Erik ten Hag is due to meet with the club's new technical director Jason Wilcox over the state of the current squad. Having missed out on the Champions League for next season, any spending will have to be within stricter profit and sustainability rules due to their lower income from not being in Europe's top competition again. They are not guaranteed a place in the Europa League yet either, and will likely either have to finish 6th, where they are currently 1 point ahead of Newcastle, whom they play at Old Trafford on May 15, or win the FA Cup final against Manchester City to confirm their spot. It all means they will need to do what they have been traditionally very poor at doing, and get big transfer fees for unwanted players. Anthony Martial and Raphael Varane are out of contract at the end of the season, while Sofian Amrabat is expected to return to Fiorentina after an underwhelming season. Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay were both for sale last year, and despite major contributions this season, the club is still open to offers for them, while Christian Eriksen and Casemiro could also leave after not having the impact they had last term. Donny van der Beek and Hannibal Mejbri are both currently out on loan, and United will be looking to make their departures permanent, while Jadon Sancho and Mason Greenwood are also likely to leave. Sancho's future however could be tied to that of Ten Hag, whom he has still not apologized to for his social media outburst in September. The Dutchman is out of contract in 2025, and should he be sacked, it would open the door for Sancho's return to the first-team fold. Manchester United will need to decide on the futures of several first-team players if they are to strengthen their squad this summer. All Premier League clubs need to be mindful of not breaking the league's profit and sustainability rules, PSR, with points deductions handed to Nottingham Forest and Everton this season for breaches. Rules state that clubs are not allowed to lose more than £105 million over 3 seasons, or £35 million each season. With that in mind, United may need to sell some of their stars this summer so they can spend the money required to rebuild their squad after a disappointing campaign. Below is a look at 3 players who could raise a significant sum of money, with all estimated transfer values taken from CIES Football Observatory. Marcus Rashford, €100 million, £85 million. The forward has endured a difficult season after scoring over 30 goals last term. Rashford is an academy graduate, so his sale would be pure profit and a boost to United's FFP, financial fair play, situation. Paris Saint-Germain have been strongly linked in the past, and the likely departure of Kylian Mbappé to Real Madrid could see such rumours resurface. Scott McTominay, €60 million, £51 million. The Scotland international has had a good season in midfield, having scored a career-best 10 goals across all competitions. McTominay is also an academy graduate, so like Rashford, any money generated would be pure profit. McTominay was linked with an Old Trafford exit last summer, with West Ham United seeing a £30 million bid rejected. After a good campaign, his value should increase, meaning United may be tempted into a sale. Antony, €60 million, £51 million. United paid roughly £80 million for the winger from Ajax and are unlikely to get anywhere near that figure back in return. But, aged 24, the Brazilian is still relatively young and should command a reasonable fee. The issue United have is over who would pay anywhere close to the estimated £51 million transfer fee. The club may be hoping that Saudi Arabia could offer a route out for the forward and several other players at Old Trafford. Manchester United star Marcus Rashford has sent a message to close pal Jadon Sancho after his club teammate broke a record in the Bundesliga. Jadon Sancho is in his second spell with Borussia Dortmund after he left Old Trafford in January and signed a loan deal with the Bundesliga club. The 24-year-old Manchester United loanee was excluded from the first team at the Red Devils after his falling out with manager Erik ten Hag in 2023. Erik ten Hag publicly criticised Sancho after he explained the reason why the player was not in his squad for the match against Arsenal last September. Sancho hit back at the United boss on social media and was later frozen out of the first-team squad, with his club future shrouded in mystery at the time. The former England international has impressed at times during his second spell with Borussia Dortmund, with Sancho scoring twice in 12 Bundesliga matches. Sancho breaks Bundesliga record. Jadon Sancho opened the scoring for Borussia Dortmund with a superb finish in his side's Bundesliga match against RB Leipzig on Saturday. Despite Dortmund taking a 1-0 lead in the 20th minute, the German club's lead would last only 3 minutes at the Red Bull Arena. However, Edin Terzic's men suffered further humiliation by the full-time whistle after RB Leipzig sealed a 4-1 thumping win over Dortmund in the Bundesliga tie. Dortmund's defeat overshadowed Sancho's milestone after the Manchester United misfit became the highest-scoring Englishman in the Bundesliga's history. Sancho has scored 40 times in 116 matches in the top-flight German league across his two spells with Dortmund, who United signed him from in 2021. Former Nottingham Forest and Arsenal striker Tony Woodcock previously held the Bundesliga record, with Sancho now edging out the ex-Köln man. Rashford reacts to Sancho's feat. Sancho took to his Instagram account and said his record-breaking Bundesliga feat was a bittersweet moment after Dortmund's collapse against RB Leipzig. The United loanee wrote, "A result to reflect on, thank you for the travelling fans who came to support us today. A bittersweet moment also for breaking the English record goalscorer in the Bundesliga, surpassing the legend Tony Woodcock." Sancho's Instagram post about the Bundesliga record caught the eye of several players, including Reiss Nelson, Tammy Abraham and Shea Lacey. Marcus Rashford was also spotted in the comments of the post, and the United forward made his feelings clear about Sancho's record. The 26-year-old England international, who recently spoke out on the abuse he has received, left his club teammate 2 heart emojis on his Instagram post. Marcus Rashford sends Jadon Sancho message as Manchester United star makes feelings clear. Jadon Sancho etched himself into the Bundesliga history books ahead of Borussia Dortmund's clash against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League semi-final. Marcus Rashford has sent Jadon Sancho a message following Borussia Dortmund's defeat at the weekend. The on-loan Manchester United winger fired Edin Terzic's side ahead in the first half, but RB Leipzig quickly found an equaliser before running away 4-1 victors at the Red Bull Arena. Despite Sancho's best efforts on Saturday afternoon, he couldn't quite drag the German giants over the line. Shortly before the half-hour mark, the England international intercepted a tame clearance on the edge of the box, cut inside and curled a delightful effort into the top corner. Peter Galaxy was left rooted to the spot as his strike, which declared him the new English record goalscorer in the Bundesliga, glided past him. After the game, Sancho marked his performance with a celebratory post on Instagram, where he described his bittersweet feeling. "A result to reflect on, thank you for the travelling fans who came to support us today. A bittersweet moment also for breaking the English record goal scorer